What is up, YouTube? Welcome to Against the Ropes. Welcome to the show where information flows like a majestic waterfall. Yeah! So today, I'm going to go over Braun Breaker, entire NXT run so far. I'm going to go over Walter's name change. If you know, you know. And I'm going to go over a bit of the Royal Rumble. Who I think is going to be a surprise entrant. Who I think is going to potentially win. Kind of obvious, but we'll get to that in a bit. So we're going to start out with Braun Breaker. As you know, he is the son of Rick Steiner, which is related to Scott Steiner. If you know, you know. He was signed in February 2021. Didn't really make his debut. I heard some good things about him. The workouts were good. He's built. He could potentially be on the main roster within a year, but nothing yet. But he made his debut on the September 14th, 2021 episode of NXT 2.0 against LA Knight, who I'll potentially cover down the road because that man's charisma is off the freaking charts. Let me tell you. So along the way, he starts telling Ciampa he wants the NXT title. So that starts stirring up, which cool. Along the way, he wasn't really doing much. Wins against local guys. Still feuding with Ciampa. I believe they had Breaker and Ciampa tagged against Pete Dunne and Holland when they were on the main roster. No, when they were on NXT before they went to the main roster. If again, Ridge Holland is now on the main roster and Pete Dunne is basically going to be on the main roster. He's already having matches on main event, so you never know. Or WWE just releases him for no reason because WWE. Please don't. No. That's worse than XFL. Worse than the XFL. Yeah. So he has a feud with Ciampa. It all builds to a title match at Halloween Havoc. I like the tie of the story where his one rookie mistake cost him the match. He tried going on the top rope, missed. Ciampa hit him with his finisher, fairy tale ending, 1, 2, 3. From there, it was kind of, you knew War Games is coming up, so they're trying to do something. He's still getting his feud with Ciampa in, but not much. Again, matches with local guys, nothing too fancy. And then we get to War Games. As you know, is Johnny Gargano's last match. Which, unfortunate, but another day. Ultimately, Braun's team wins when he, funny enough, pins Tommaso Ciampa after hitting his power slam. Good. So now that means they're 1-1, and you know a rematch is coming. Which, by the way, the first one was really good. The War Games was really, really good. I watched that. Waller had his dive off the cage, but again, was in a different video. So the next night, I don't remember if he was on, but I remember his first opponent was Roderick Strong, which again, another video. Strong is going to be leaving for AEW to join his buddies. Kind of obvious, but yeah, you know, you know. So after that, he basically went back to Ciampa to set up a match. They kept the build going all the way up to New Year's Evil, which it was really good. I was actually looking forward to it. I felt like I already knew Braun was winning because it's 1-1. Braun's the young guy. Ciampa had his time. It was time for him to be champion. You could see the writing on the wall. So when we got to New Year's Evil, boy oh boy, that was one hell of a match. Braun he clearly learned from his rookie mistake. There were so many near falls. It was physical, entertaining. The crowd was chanting, "This is awesome, this is awesome," the basically the whole time, which I can't fucking blame you. That one spot near the end where Ciampa kind of went low, hit his finisher. Sorry, he hit the Willow's Bell, which is a DDT. He hit the fairy tale ending. That near fall, oh my God, my heart dropped. Because I thought, yeah, I'm turning the TV off. This is done. You know this is going to happen. And he actually kicked out, which I remember saying, yes! Then Braun eventually gets his momentum back. If you remember, I told you Halloween Havoc, he went on the top rope and made a mistake. This time, he hit the Bulldog. He did the Steiner recliner. Tap out. New champ. Which, great. And funny enough, after NXT, he did an in-ring celebration with his father, which was great. And then the past couple weeks, he's kind of had run-ins with Santos Escobar, who is a part of a stable known as Legado del Fantasma, which pretty good act. I'm not lying. Got good things going. Just yesterday was the week before they kind of just looked at each other. Nothing really. Last night's episode, they have an interview. I talked about it a bit in the last Against the Ropes, but they had a backstage thing. Legado del Fantasma eventually had a Dusty Classic quarterfinal. Basically, Santos tried to cheat. He was caught. He got up on the rope. Braun knocks him down, has him on his shoulder. What I didn't realize is Santos was knocked out, which it was funny just seeing him like this over Braun Breaker's shoulder, which I see at the next pay-per-view for NXT. They're probably going to have a title match. Braun's probably going to have a win. He's going to have a good run. I just see good things for him, and the main roster is in his future. So we're going to stay tuned for Braun Breaker. And now, on to Walter's name change. So last night, he has a match against Roger Strong. Excellent match. Walter wins. The ring announcer is about to announce, and then he gets on the mic and says, "No, the winner is Gunther." What? I know a lot of people on YouTube have already talked about this because it's absolutely stupid. Walter has had that name for probably about 15 years. The man's terrific. He should be main roster by now. And if he's not yet, he's going to be very soon. What the fuck are you doing? Excuse my language, but that's how worked up I am about this. It's good. It was very good. And now you're taking all that away. He had about an 878-day title reign with the NXT UK Championship for... What are you doing? No one wants that. No one's calling him that. I'm not calling him Gunther. I'm calling him Walter. The man is terrific. I like his work. WWE, what you're telling us right now is we're going to release this guy in a few months because we're going to realize we screwed up. And we're going to look at you and say, screw you. And if you're doing this dumb name, you better have some big plans for this man. Because this man is a star, and you need to treat him that way. We'll see what happens. Yeah. And the final topic, I'm going to go over the 30-man Royal Rumble on next Saturday. Who I think might be a surprise appearance. I got actually quite a bit of names, so let's take the time and take a peek. Who do I think? Chris Masters. He hasn't been around in about 12 years. I'd love to see him in a one-off. Trevor Murdoch, it's been about 15 years, so again, I would love to see him back. Unfortunately, he had a partner back in the day, but unfortunately, Lance Cade passed away. Unfortunate, but another day. Asuka, who hasn't been seen since about June, who apparently had a hand injury. So she should be back, and it'll be nice to see her. Change her character up a little bit. See what we can do. maybe get some good eliminations and potentially win it. Because there's a women's rumble and a men's rumble. She could win the women's. Raquel Gonzalez called up from NXT, which I think it's any day now. Not much for her to do down there. Team with Cora Jade, sure. They can win the Dusty Classic, sure. Not a whole lot. Walter, the man I just talked about, who I am not calling Gunther because the man is amazing and he's going to do really good things. And imagine Imperium versus the Bloodline on SmackDown. That would be good. Mandy Rose, you know, exposure, have the title around your waist, get a couple eliminations. Potentially Chris Jericho. I know he's with AEW, but it's a long shot. Could happen, could not, because I know they're talking about opening the Forbidden Door. And I know they said no AEW, but WWE always changes their mind last minute. Yeah. Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green. If you don't know Matt Cardona, his character was Zack Ryder back in the day. Because they didn't say no to Impact, and they're also Impact has no problem working with anybody. So that'd be cool. Or any Ring of Honor star, because their promotion just shut down and it's not open back till April. So you could see some cool faces. It'd be nice. Change it up, WWE. Make us interested. Bring in new viewers. Bring in good stars. And don't release them and do stupid things like changing what made them. But that is all, folks. I'm glad you tuned in for this edition Against the Ropes. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And remember, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.